Morning, everyone. We're here to present some essential elements found in the periodic table. First of all, what is a periodic table? A periodic table is a tabular arrangement of the elements according to the atomic number so that the elements with the same properties would be found in the same column. Our first essential element is calcium.
Good morning, kids. This is calcium. Bones grow rapidly during adolescence. You need me because I fortify your bones to prevent weak bones when you get old. I'm found in milk, and that's why your parents always tell you to drink milk. I am a mineral and essential to your diet. Lastly, your body needs me to maintain strong bones to carry out many important functions. Here's a drawing of calcium. It's a soft gray alkaline earth metal. It's the fifth most abundant element in the Earth's crust, and it's essential for living organisms. More than 99% of your body's calcium is in your bones. What is the role of calcium? It reinforces your bones, it balances your diet, it helps in blood clotting, muscle contraction, and nerve functions. Where to find calcium? Milk, everyday greens, and dairy products, cheese, yogurt, milk. These are the chemical properties of calcium. The symbol is Ca. It has 6 isotopes. Flammability. When heated in air or in oxygen, it ignites. Reactivity with water. It reacts rapidly at first, but slowed because of the formation of calcium hydroxide. Reactivity with acid. Highly reactive. Calcium bonds. Calcium bonds with atoms that allow it to have 8 valence electrons. An example of that is calcium plus chlorine, calcium chloride. It's used as an ingredient for food. It's a firming agent, also as an electrolyte in sports drinks. Benefits of calcium. As I've mentioned before, it makes your bones stronger, it keeps your blood healthy because it supports in blood clotting, and it reduces cancer risks. The disadvantages? Only if you take too much, you could become constipated, and it interferes with iron and zinc absorption. The more you know, the better. Okay.
The next essential element is potassium.
Potassium. Potassium is a major electrolyte in our bodies. This means the present in large quantities in the body and is required in large quantities in the diet. Potassium has a single electrical charge, also as a solvent that tends to make it very water soluble. This is the description of potassium. Potassium is a mineral found varying amounts in almost all foods. Our top 5 world's healthiest foods for potassium are Swiss chard, lima beans, potatoes, yams, and soybeans. Each of these foods provides more than a quarter of the daily recommended potassium intake. In addition, 61 of our listed foods are good or better sources of potassium by our nutrient release. The function of this element. Potassium is a mineral necessary for the proper function of many of our bodies. It's often referred as one of the key electrolytes in our body, plays as a vital role in regulating these fluid levels in your body. Potassium is along with sodium and other electrolytes. Maintains the electrolyte balance in your cell. It manages your blood pressure and keeps your heart functioning properly. Assists nervous system by aiding in the correct function of tissues needed for sending nerve impulses. Location. Potassium is located in the first group of periodic table, alkali metals. Potassium is in the periodic table because it has something to do with ancient naming. Like ferrium is iron. It is located in period number 4 and group number 1. Group name is alkali metals, located in S block. Chemical bonding. Potassium may bond with chlorine, sodium, oxygen, and many other elements, non-metals, on the right side of the periodic table. It can bond with almost any negatively charged ion or anion, including polyatomic ions. How chemical bond forms between potassium and chlorine. Potassium and chlorine form ionic bond. Potassium loses the electron and the chlorine atom takes it. The chemical bond will result into ionic bond. It is important because it manages your blood pressure to keep your heart function properly. The advantage and disadvantage of potassium. Potassium can help you prevent from having injuries. It can help your heart pump your blood easily. It can cure heart disease, but it can prevent from having it. The one disadvantage is that potassium doesn't react well with water. You can feel the burn inside your stomach and your throat. Now you know.
Next essential element is magnesium.
Good morning sa'yo. He is magnesium. It's a mineral in your body, also present in foods that you eat, also used as a dietary supplement and present in medicines such as laxatives. He contributes to the structural development of your bone. Description of magnesium. Its atomic number is 12 and it is a metallic element located in group 2A in the periodic table. Magnesium is very light due to its low weight and it's capable to form mechanically resistant alloys. Essential elements of magnesium. Without magnesium in your body, you won't have enough energy to use in our everyday activities. It's important in your body because it makes your body work properly. Without enough magnesium in your body, it can result to muscle contraction and cramps. Where can you find magnesium? Magnesium can be found in your body because our body requires magnesium to maintain normal muscle and nerve function and makes our body stronger. It is located in group 2, period 3 and belongs to the S block. You can get magnesium from raw spinach, squash, pumpkin seeds, where are good source of magnesium. Chemical bonding. Magnesium is a S-block element and almost all S-block element forms ionic bonds. When magnesium and bromine combine, it forms an ionic bond. How chemical bonds form? Magnesium plus chlorine. Magnesium atom will lose 2 electrons to form stable 2 plus ion. Chlorine atom will gain 1 electron to form a stable 1. What are the disadvantages and advantages of magnesium in your body? Magnesium increases insulin in your body. Insulin resistance reduces the sensitivity of your cell walls. Bone consumes almost half of the magnesium you take because it makes your bones stronger and prevents you from having osteoporosis. You know.
Steve, we have sulfur. Kids, this is sulfur. Sulfur is the third most abundant mineral in your body after calcium and phosphorus. He's multivalent, non-metal, abundant, tasteless, and odorless. His native form is a yellow crystalline solid. He is also the 10th most abundant element in the universe. His name is either derived from the Sanskrit sulfure or the Latin sulfurium. If you look at the periodic table, he is found in group 16 in period 3. He is part of the halogen family or the oxygen family. He is naturally occurred in the environment. Lastly, he is non-metallic chemical element identified by the letter S. Sulfur's description. Sulfur is a pale, yellow, odorless, brittle solid which is insoluble in water but soluble in carbon disulfide. This form of sulfur melts at 112.8 degrees Celsius to form a straw-colored liquid which then recrystallize upon cooling to a monoclinic crystallized form. He is found in group 16, period 3, and block P. His atomic number 16 and electron configuration equal to Ne, 3s2, and 3p4. It is stable in air and water but will burn if ignited. Chemically, sulfur can react as either an oxidant or reducing agent. It is also an abundant multivalent non-metal which is symbol as S. Sulfur occurs naturally as a pure element which is native sulfur. The essential element of sulfur. As a part of the 4-amino acid, sulfur performs a number in enzyme reaction and protein synthesis. It is necessary for formation of collagen, the protein found in connective tissue. Sulfur is also present in keratin, which is necessary for the maintenance of skin, hair, and nails, helping to give strength, shape, and hardness to these protein tissue. Sulfur as enzyme and methionine is part of other important body chemicals, like insulin, which helps in regulating carbohydrate metabolism, and taurine is found in bile acid used in digestion. Sulfur is to cellular respiration as it is needed in the oxidation, the reducing reaction that helps the cell utilize oxygen. Next, we have the location of sulfur in the periodic table. Sulfur is located in group 16, period 3, P block, and belongs to the family halogen or the oxygen family. Here. The sources of sulfur. Sulfur is readily available in protein food meal, like fish, poultry, eggs, milk, and legumes are all good source of sulfur. Egg yolks are one of the better sources of sulfur. Next, you have the chemical properties and the bonding properties of sulfur. Sulfur combines directly with almost all the elements except for gold, platinum, and the noble gases. In its native form, sulfur is a yellow crystalline solid. It can be as a pure element or as a sulfate or sulfide minerals. The crystallography of sulfur is complex. Depending on the specific conditions, the sulfur allotropes from the several distinct crystal structure with the rhombic and the monoclinic, so best known as sulfur, apparently doesn't combine that well with other elements abundant to the earth. It is usually found alone rather than compounds. Also, sulfur compounds are highly toxic despite but still essential alone as an element. Next, we have the things that sulfur can bond with. Sulfur plus oxygen 2 or SO2. It is an almost universally accepted in winemaking, but can cause allergic reaction. Next, we have sulfuric acid, or H2SO4, one of the most important industrial chemicals. Next, we have zinc sulfide, ZNS. It is essential for maintaining healthy body tissue, also used as protection from tissue damage, used as dietary supplements, protects the skin, and can heal burnt skin. Go to the advantages and the disadvantages of sulfur to the humans. The advantages are the third most abundant mineral in your body. It is an important mineral element that you get almost wholly through dietary proteins. Your body's electron transports the system. It prospers insulin function and good in detoxification, synthesizing important metabolic intermediates, vitamin B, and biotin conversion, which in turn are essential for converting carbohydrates into energy. Next, we have the disadvantages. A shortage of sulfur likely contributes to these age-related problems. If you don't have enough amount of sulfur, your body, the enzymes cannot function properly, which can cascade into a number of health problems. As without biologically active enzymes, your metabolic progress cannot function properly. Sulfur dioxide is one of the types of sulfide. Even a small can wreak your health havoc and you're sensitive to it. How you know sulfur? Joke naman dyan oh. How do sulfur and oxygen communicate? They use a sulfone.